So a group of Buddhist monks are making their way to Washington, D.C. on foot in an effort to promote peace and unity. The journey, which is supposed to be 120 days, 2,300 miles long, and they started in Fort Worth, Texas back in late October. And they can see the Walk for Peace overview where you can track them in real time. They're expected to go through 10 states, including Georgia, Louisiana, South Carolina, North Carolina, all the way up to Washington, D.C. They've got lunch stops, night rest stops. They will be making stops along this journey, including meals and other things like resting, sleeping outdoors. But so far, they say that there was an incident where a truck driver and a vehicle pilot collided. 2 monks and a truck driver were injured. 1 monk, unfortunately, had their leg amputated. They are currently recovering, but they say that the entire pilgrimage is supposed to conclude in late February, where they will stop on the Capitol and make a brief statement about peace and unity. 7 News has been following the Buddhist monks as they continue their 2,300-mile walk for peace across the country. Now, the last time we tracked them, the monks were in Georgia. They have since made it through Atlanta, passing the Peach State. They've made it to Columbia, South Carolina. Take a look at some of the photos shared with me from South Carolina friends. They say that monks stopped by their local church. They were able to host them, and they are still continuing. Now, Aloka, the rescue dog that's been walking with the monks, recently had surgery after an injury on their leg. Now, the team provided an update to 7 News saying that they are grateful to share that Aloka successfully completed this surgery. It was originally estimated to take 2 to 3 hours. It was completed in just 1 hour. He is now in recovery and resting under close medical care. Aloka will be able to walk for up to 10 minutes at a time, a maximum of 6 times per day. Monks are expected to arrive in Washington, D.C. in February. Make sure you stay tuned to 7 News as we continue to track their journey. The Buddhist monks have finally reached Virginia in their walk for peace. Despite the frozen, snow-covered roads and bitter cold temperatures, their journey continues. Now, the group has walked about 2,000 miles so far. They stopped in Richmond, where Virginia State University hosted the monks overnight, giving them a chance to rest and reset before the next leg of their journey.
After 100 days, walking from Fort Worth, Texas, we here, and this is our last state, right? Before we reach to DC. It happens to have so many people here and the government here to show support, to show love and hospitality to all the venerable monks.
Social media videos of the walk going viral. The monks have met thousands of supporters across the South and now the Mid-Atlantic, reminding people that peace is not a destination, it is a practice.
And so we are not giving up, so don't worry. We continue our walk. Like I already stated in some of my talk that I said, before we took on this journey, we already set aside our life. We will continue our walk until the end.
The monks are expected to arrive in Washington, D.C. by February 11th. That is where their journey will conclude. They are headed to Stratford next, and 7 News will be continuing tracking their journey, and we will meet them along the way.
Hello. Hi, how are you? Thank you. Hello, thank you.
Thank you, bless you.
I am here with Venerable Penyan Kata, and he is telling us about peace. What does peace mean to you?
Peace is something that is always begins from within, right? And it means really, for me, peace is the world. It is because without peace, then our life is just gonna be suffering, right? So we don't want to live a life with sufferings all the time. And suffering just only bring tears, sorrow, that cannot do anything for any of us. So peace is something that all people, all beings always need, and everybody are seeking for it every single day, every single moment. That's why I said we have different faith, different beliefs, different religions. But throughout all that, we have one religion in common, which is the religions of love and kindness, compassion, and peace that everybody are worshiping every single day. So peace is very important for human beings to have.
I got to tell you, friends, this is a pretty amazing moment. Jay Korf, 7 News, walking here in Caroline County along with hundreds of others with the Buddhist monks as they travel from Texas to Washington, D.C., pushing a simple message: peace.
If you're not at peace, where are we?
We followed the venerable monks for some 12 miles through rural Virginia. Hundreds of people from across the country lining Route 1 to catch a glimpse, share a flower, and feel the monks' radiant energy of positivity as they push on to Washington, D.C.
The whole thing they're doing, I just think is amazing and beautiful, how unselfish it is, that they're out there walking for us, not asking anything in return.
We are following the Buddhist monks on their walk for peace as they travel closer to D.C. on foot. They've been traveling through Virginia for the last few days. People line the streets to offer them flowers, water, and words of encouragement or even just gratitude.
Yeah, the monks are still several days away from their final destination, but our Jay Korf followed the monks from Ruther Glen to Ladysmith, Virginia back on Wednesday, and he joins us now live from Stafford County, where the group plans on stopping for the night before continuing their journey northbound. Jay, quite the scene.
Indeed, yes. We expect the monks here maybe in the next 30 minutes. We've got hundreds are already here. They expect 3,000 to 4,000 people because when the monks finish for the night, they'll take a little rest and they come out and they meet folks and they talk to folks. It's really quite powerful. I had the pleasure, was very lucky to follow them for 12 miles through Caroline County as they met folks. It was really powerful. Take a look.
If you're not at peace, where are we?
In a time defined by turmoil, a nation fractured,
We hate people we don't even know.
hundreds came from far and wide, gathering roadside in rural Caroline County
My name is Stephanie Bonner. I'm from Austin, Texas.
to witness 20 Buddhist monks journey 2,300 arduous miles from Texas to Washington, advocating for harmony in a world gone haywire.
People going out and trying to create peace in a place where we need it most. You know, just
Thank you.
showing their heart and their kindness and just devotion to spreading that word.
Striding along America's shoulders, quietly undaunted, their presence alone deeply moving to Melody Adams.
I am so happy. That was the best birthday present. Peace be to everybody.
These venerable monks, having dedicated their lives to enlightenment, stopped momentarily along their trek to bless the youngest among us before forging ahead.
It just shows how hurting this country is. And I just thought it was amazing. And I didn't want to not be a part of it.
The first and the last.
We often wonder what it will take to truly change hearts and minds in this country so that one day Americans will come together.
I think everybody needs it. They're just too hard-headed to realize it.
All it took for Tony Mosley was a flower.
Thank you.
He gave me a flower. Oh, we need this in this country right now. Honestly, we need this.
The monks have been clear in their purpose, showing us that peace starts from within. It's now up to us to continue their journey.
The whole thing they're doing, I just think is amazing and beautiful, how unselfish it is, that they're out there walking for us, not asking anything in return.
A truly magical day for anyone who got to experience those monks. Up next, Dumfries, Woodbridge, Fairfax, and then eventually Washington, D.C. Back to you guys.
Wow, you beautifully captured what it must have been like to follow this journey, Jay. I'm just wondering, what was the most impactful moment that you witnessed?
That's a really good question. You know, these are men of peace. They have an aura. They radiate peace and love, and all you have to do is just be in their presence, even for just 10 or 15 seconds. They'll walk by you, they kind of lock eyes on you. It just grabs your heart. It just fills you with so much joy. In talking with a lot of people, it's almost hard to come up with words when you're in their presence.
Jay, a lot of folks clearly lining up, wanting that, like, just one moment of interaction. You mentioned that they rest and they speak with those people. How much longer does that make their day?
It is an arduous day, and I mean, this is like marathon after marathon after marathon after marathon. It is remarkable. I mean, I know that they sleep a lot and they take big breaks, and there are folks who are out there waiting hour, 2, 3 hours on the side of the road just for these guys to walk by. I mean, it's really quite remarkable. They start their day with a very large meal, and then they spend hours walking non-stop. I mean, they're going a good 14, 15 minute per mile pace. I mean, they are moving and very focused, but also just at peace and so centered. They usually take about a 2 to 2.5 hour break during the middle of the day, again, to eat and to fuel and to rest. And then they just keep going until the sun comes down. And it's our understanding that they're just minutes away. So a lot of folks are really looking forward to being able to spend some time with them and just to be in their presence.
Yeah, simple walk, but a really big impact. Jay Korf, thanks for bringing us some kind of feet on the ground experience to what you're seeing out there. Really appreciate it. And while the Buddhist monks say that they're still planning their events during their visit to DC on Tuesday and Wednesday, we do know that they'll be gathering outside the National Cathedral on Tuesday afternoon. They'll welcome the public for moments of reflection and prayer on the west lawn of the cathedral starting at 1 o'clock. And then their walk for peace will continue toward the National Mall.
And we've been extensively covering the Walk for Peace, from the first national videos at the start of their walk to their journey into Northern Virginia. You can find all of our coverage on WJLA.com and follow our 7 News Instagram and YouTube for our latest videos.
This trip is important to the church, period, and to all of us who value our interfaith relationships, and for any folks who are trying to do something positive in this day and age that are some difficult times. And these monks, you can see the hunger that people have for expressions of hope and peace and compassion. And you can tell by the gatherings along the road that they are touching the hearts and souls of people as they walk across the country. And we're thrilled to welcome them. They are doing on the road much some of the work that we try to do at the cathedral as well, as a house of prayer for all people.
And what is the National Cathedral planning once the monks do arrive?
Well, the monks will arrive, they're walking, so the schedule's flexible, but the monks are scheduled to arrive on the 10th at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon and stay till about 3. We're expecting such a large crowd that the program with the monks will be held outside on the steps of the cathedral. And then after that program, and the monks address the crowds, we will take a large group of interfaith leaders from around the area inside the cathedral, along with the monks, for a more intimate conversation. So they should be with us from about 1 o'clock till 3 o'clock. That's the plan. And we're excited to welcome them and to show them some of our hospitality.
So let's talk about recommendations for the public, because the event outside is open to the public. What do you want them to know?
Want them to know is that it's still snowy outside. It's still cold. So if you're going to try to come, we welcome you, but dress appropriately. We will try to hold as much of the crowd in front of the cathedral as we can, and we look forward to seeing you. It will be, as has been with the crowds throughout this walk, it will be, everyone has to kind of go with the flow, but we're excited to welcome people to the cathedral.
I know that the overall focus of this walk is peace, but beyond that message, what are you hoping people get out of this experience?
Well, I hope not only the peace, the sense of the importance of peace and compassion and kindness, but I hope folks see that there is a great deal of affection between the cathedral, the Episcopal Church, of which we are a part, other Christians, other faith leaders, as we gather around common cause. And that common cause is something wonderful and important, and something all the great world religions stand for: peace and compassion and kindness. And so to gather together and to celebrate that and to pray for that and to work for that is a real blessing.
All right, Episcopal Priest Dean Randy Hollerith, we thank you so much for joining us from the Washington National Cathedral.
Thank you for having me.
These Buddhist monks have been on a journey across the country, not by car or by plane, but on foot, every step of the way, carrying a bit of sacrifice, service, some even saying sickness, but they say that this has nothing to do with attention. It's all about their message, and their message is peace. 2,300 miles, 103 days so far. Venerable Pinion Carter is leading over a dozen monks from Fort Worth, Texas to Washington, D.C. in a massive walk for peace.
This is a long journey, and it's been 8 days, and the people coming out is overwhelmed. I have never expected this crowd before, but it's keep growing and growing every day.
The now 5-month-long journey has captured the nation's attention, being escorted by police across jurisdictions. Despite the frigid temperatures, even snowy conditions, Pinakara says the trek continues.
Some of our venerable monks haven't seen snow before, and so this is their first experience. And of course, this is something, Asia, we are not very strong for the cold. And so it's very difficult for our venerable monks. A lot of us are sick because of the freezing temperatures, but we are good. Overall, with this weather, with the snow, it's different experience.
Thousands lined up along Route 1 in Virginia to see them.
It was once in a lifetime experience. A little bone chilling because I had a remembrance pin for an employee we had that passed away last year, and the first monk took it out of my hand. Yeah. So that was really cool. It gave me chills.
Right at the beginning when I took on this journey, usually I just think that when we walk, hopefully that there are some people who stop by, slow down for us and then look back within to find some peace. That's all I expect, but not millions and millions of people like this.
As the monks set their sights on the nation's capital, Pinion Carter says he's witnessed the positive reaction from each step he takes, yet peace begins within.
Peace, a lot of people have been thinking about peace is something that, out there, somebody bring it to us, but not really. Peace is something that we have to find within. Right? Without mindfulness, I don't think we'd be able to find that kind of peace. I think that this mission, for me personally, whenever I decide something, I would just do it. Even if I have to sacrifice my life, I still do it. And this is the goal, and this is something that I think is bring a lot of benefits to the people. So I will not stop, will not give up. From Texas to here, I have seen peace bloom and flourish. So I do think that it will one day will flourish throughout this universe with peace.
Okay, guys, so I am at the Washington National Cathedral, and the monks have almost done it. They've completed their 108-day journey so far, 3,200 miles across the country from Fort Worth, Texas to Washington, D.C. Now, thousands, they are now funneled out a little bit, but thousands came out to hear from these over a dozen of monks to talk about what peace means, their walk for peace, wanting to get involved in the reason why they did it. And then they went inside of this building with interfaith groups to have a little bit more of an intimate conversation about where we stand as a country and how people can continue peace and what that means as far as spreading that message to their communities. So they are now headed to Massachusetts Avenue, and they will ascend on the nation's capital tomorrow to address the nation.
The venerable monks have more traveling to do. We'd like to keep them here for quite a while, but they need to get back on their journey. My brothers and sisters and siblings from faith community around the Washington, D.C. area, and for all of the venerable monks, we share so much in common. Our loving kindness, peacefulness, compassion are essential values of all of our faiths, and we should never, ever forget that.
I am on the National Mall because the venerable monks have done it. A group of monks have made their journey, a 15-week-long journey across the country from Fort Worth, Texas to Washington, D.C. Dozens of people from across the country, Indiana, Florida, some people coming from Vermont say that they had to be here to hear these venerable monks speak to the public, and they said that they've been moved by this message as these monks have been walking for peace. Shito, why was it so important for you to come out to Washington, D.C. to see these monks?
Well, this is my home, and peace and love, that's my motto. And I wanted to be around the people who want to bring peace to the world.
When you think about the fact that they've come through 8 states, what does that say about the monks, and what does that say about our country?
It says that endurance, resilience, integrity are important. And I'm so happy to be in their presence. I just had to be here.
We hopped in the car.
Yeah.
Right. We drove from Indianapolis, Indiana. It took about 9.5 hours. I mean, I just support the fact that they are bringing attention to world peace, and I just wanted to be a part of it. I mean, my friend Lasima brought it to my attention that she wanted to go, and I was like, girl, I'm gonna go with you.
I started following them some time ago, and then we all got hit with tons of snow, and so I couldn't make it even to North Carolina, and I was like, this is my last chance. We have to get here. And for me, I think it's really important, and has done that, bringing attention just to peace. And so even in my own practices and daily actions, I'm being more intentional about spaces that I don't have to overreact in.
We drove. I started following them a few weeks ago, and I actually went to South Carolina, and I went home and I said I want to see them when they get to Washington, and my husband said, okay, let's go. So here we are. The message is so needed right now. It's made me so happy, and it's brought me so much peace, and I just want my friends to know about it. I tell everybody that will listen. I think it's just amazing that this is happening in our country right now. We need it so much.
May all be free.